I wanted to ask you about electronic dance music and what's your opinion on it? How do you think how far it's come from where it started in the underground in the clubs to where it's at now, and where do you see it going in the future?
Oh, good question. As far as that electronic music, I believe, like, as far as me listening to it since the 80s, it has gone to from actual band making it into computers making the electronics music, and it's so much. It's like it's so pixely right now. To me, it's so pixely, and it doesn't sound real. It sounds too clean nowadays, and in the future, I think it's gonna take off even more. But as of right now, electronic music is making the most money. As you see, nightclubs are packed all the time and things like that, and that particular music makes a lot more money than anything else. So,
from what you've seen, what do you believe is the most popular genre in electronic dance music at the moment?
Well, as of late, it's dubstep. Dubstep right now is the most popular with people. Other than that, and after that, it's like regular house music. And after that, everything falls into place.
As far as age range, what generation or age range do you think electronic dance music is most popular with these days?
Oh my goodness! Right now, electronic music started off at least 18 years of age on down to. I'm 38. I listen to electronics music, so I think it goes down to 40, 45 years old, and depends on who you're hanging out with and what scene you're in. It depends on that.
Have you ever seen any of the older generation listening to it?
Sometimes, a DJ at a club or a party or something like that, I see older people doing it. And the thing about it, they're energetic, so they love it. It makes them feel young. Getting crazy.
What's your opinion on how on electronic dance music and how far it's come from back when it started in the underground in the clubs to now?
Oh, most definitely. I can most definitely say that it is most definitely now more into the mainstream scene as far as music goes. Never have I really recognized, electronic dance music being mixed with so much pop culture music. As far as, even in the hip hop scene, the R&B scene, the pop music scene, it's being mixed just about anywhere. It was majority of the time underground, but now it's starting to really take a rise, and right now that is the most popular thing that's out right now. But just like with anything, music is always going to be in a constant change. Right now the EDM thing is in, and the next thing will be something else. It's going to be next. Just never can say when or can tell.
During your time as being a DJ, what have in terms of trending genres, what do you think is like the most popular genre nowadays?
Right now, the most popular genre would be, it depends on where you're playing, because I've played a lot of different venues. There's still a lot of places that's still hip-hop heavy, without a doubt, you're always going to have people who don't like electronic dance music. You're going to have some people who don't like hip-hop, some people who don't like country. And without a doubt, I can say, like, it just depends on where you're at. I've played at numerous amounts of open format clubs where I play just about any genre, and as long as it's mixed well, the crowd loves it, enjoys it, and everything. You can mix house, dubstep, electro, hip hop, drum and bass, or whatever if you just mix it right. But you also have some venues where I've also played just straight hip hop. I've played at all country events. It just depends. It also appeals to that demographic of the crowd also. So it's kind of hard to say sometimes if you want to say that, but most of what places like Vegas and all that, they're mostly going towards the EDM scene, because that is what the big thing is out right now, and everyone loves to see big headlining names and DJs as far as in the electronic dance music scene.
And what do you think when DJs combine certain elements, different instruments, different genres, or they try to put them together with EDM?
Sometimes it can be meshed perfectly right, you know. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the sound we have now, where, you know, people who back in the day, they wouldn't really know much about it, about the electronic dance music scene, but now they're opening their eyes to it. For instance, like, you know, Rihanna, who's a pop artist, who is linked up with Calvin Harris, who is a EDM DJ and producer. And, but you know, it just depends, because sometimes it can be a bad thing, and it can be a good thing, but just like I said, music is always going to be changing. Everybody's always trying to find something different to do with music, and right now this is the thing that they're doing right now. It's a picky thing to touch on, because you can like it and you can hate it at the same time. And I'm a witness to that too. I like some things about it, and I hate some things about it as well. Sometimes it sounds better without, and sometimes it sounds better with. It just all depends also.
Where do you see electronic dance music going in the future?
Well, electronic dance music has never really gone anywhere. From the past, it's always been in the underground. And, you know, it had its own crowd and everything. It just depends on what you're into. You know, you have minimal, you have techno, you have all different genres. And now it's in the mainstream. Even if it's not in the mainstream now, it's still just going to go back in the underground. It'll still have its crowd. But it'll just be like anything, a rise and fall. It'll go up and down, and it'll come back. Each time it comes back, it'll be a whole different sound, different than what it is now, different than how it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
What do you think is the most popular age group?
Most popular age group? I would have to most definitely say, you know, the teens and the 20s, 20-year-olds is where you mostly see people who are into that genre. You do have a lot of older people who were into it back in the day, but they like the older sound. You know, for instance, if you hear people who originally like Tiesto in the beginning, they like his old sound then they like his sound now. It depends on what you grew up with also, but most definitely right now, the most definite age group right now that is really into the EDM scene right now is the teenagers and the 20-year-olds, because of the fact of the poppy side of the music, which is mixed in, and it opens the ears of the people to check out some of their past tracks and stuff like that. Even if they weren't with them before, they have caught on a little bit now. So it's something like that.